the word confidence. I think what Paul is saying is he's saying, I have confidence with the area of influence assigned to me by God. He's saying something to the effect of, I am proud of it. It's enough for me to have the influence God's given me because it's from him. I'm good with it. I don't want the influence someone else has. I don't want to be discontented because it's not enough for me. I boast of the assigned sphere of influence God has given to me because I boast in the Lord.
Bivocational ministry is not part-time ministry. Let me explain what I mean. I served in traditional or full-time ministry for more than a decade before a series of providences led me to step out of full-time ministry to serve God as a tent maker, which then morphed into a bold and intentional bivocational life. When I first made that change, I had friends in ministry, brothers would come to me and say, so you're quitting ministry? No. So you want to be a part-time pastor? No. What I would often look to was the Apostle Paul's example, which we see in Acts as well as in 1 Corinthians, that he boasted to live out his calling in a different paradigm than we often see it lived out. He was by no means a part-time apostle just because he was a tent maker. He wasn't a part-time preacher or teacher just because he also had a job in the marketplace. So what I tried to do in Boldly Bivocational is to explore the biblical foundation for this model of ministry. I've tried to share opportunity costs and things that those who've been in this model of ministry are keenly aware of, but are worthy of being thought about before entering into the model. But I mostly wrote it so I would encourage those who are earnest to serve God strategically in his kingdom, so that those who are living in a bivocational model would pursue it with boldness, with thanksgiving that God has given them a duality of calling, both in the marketplace and in the ministry, but it's still a single life that ought to be lived with gratitude for the God who calls us into the ministry of his kingdom. So let me say clearly, I wrote the book not to push back on traditional models of full-time ministry, but to try to encourage. And so if you're in a bivocational life, if you're in a tent-making model of ministry, I hope the work will encourage you. And I hope that more than anything, you'll feel led to serve in a boldly bivocational ministry.